violence is actually a pattern of assaultive and coercive behavior that may include inflicted physical injuries, psychological abuse, sexual assault, progressive and social isolation, stalking, deprivation, intimidation, and threats. Domestic violence can be broadly classified into three. It involves intimate partner violence, child abuse, and elder abuse or elder mistreatment.
Domestic violence, it's actually a very common thing. It's much more common than what people think or see or know about. Not just in this part of the world, but the world over. Females are 6 times more likely to be abused by their partners compared to men. And that's not just in Nigeria or in Africa, but the world over.
The common presentations of domestic violence depends on the type of the violence. It could be physical violence, in which case the victim presents with bruises, can present with wounds, can present with a black eye, we call it a raccoon eye from the trauma. Can also even use some violent weapons too, can use sticks, can use guns, can use anything that can be life-threatening to the other partner. And so these are some of the common presentations we have in the clinics or in the emergency department.
It will be important for us to discuss a bit about what the factors are that usually could predispose someone to either be a victim or an aggressor in the setting of domestic violence or intimate partner violence. There are many which actually abound in our community, and it's not necessarily restricted to our society here, but it is also global. So some of these factors can actually be classified into those which are located within the communities, others are as a result of the societal beliefs. Some are based on factors that are related to the individual's personality, while there are some that are actually related to the relationship that exists between the parties.
There are lots of myths about domestic violence. Depending on the individual's perception, some people believe that domestic violence is actually a problem between a man and his wife. However, if you look at the scope of domestic violence, you realize that it is not only a problem of a man and a wife, children, the elderly, and even other individuals that are within the circumference of where these things are happening are also involved emotionally.
When you look at the components of the so-called domestic violence, Islam has really talked about them and has addressed them squarely in the Holy Quran. Oppression should be seen as part and parcel of domestic violence, which Allah says in the Noble Quran in so many verses, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was quoted to have said in so many prophetic traditions, one of which is which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inni haramtu zulma ala nafsi wa ja'altuhu bainakum muharraman, that certainly I've forbidden oppression on myself, Allah saying this, and therefore I've made it for you very unlawful for any Muslim to be oppressed, to be unjust to his fellow brother.
Now, domestic violence is frequent, it's being repeated on daily basis simply because a man is married to a lady that he don't know her. A lady is living with a borrowed eyelids, a lady who is living with a borrowed skin, a lady who is living with a borrowed buttocks, a lady who is living with a borrowed teeth, a lady who is living with a borrowed nails. She's never true, never sincere. And you marry this kind of lady, you don't know what is her real color. Until when you marry her, then you see things begin to change. So this causes a lot of domestic violence. And sometimes, again, a lady is married to a man because of what he has.
For us to be able to treat or to stop this problem, we'll look at 2 principles. The first principle we'll be looking at is to stop the pain or to treat the pain. And the second principle we'll be looking at is to stop the cycle. The cycle, C-Y-C-L-E.
I've worked with patients and I've seen the effects of intimate partner violence, also known as domestic violence. It is a terrible situation. It's a terrible finding for us as physicians. It demoralized communities. It kills relationship, and we have a solution to it. And the solution is to begin to look at our partners with respect and dignity, and to avoid confrontational, and then to sit down and to dialogue and discuss issues that constitute problems for us in our families.
Domestic violence is a very serious human rights violation. Apart from the general laws like the Constitution of Nigeria and the Criminal Code and the Penal Code, Nigeria has also created specific laws that prohibit domestic violence and guide relationships both in private and public life.